Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Kellen here again with Droid Life. So Google Home Hub in-house. This is Google's first self-made smart display. It's a Google Home with a display and got some extra features because of that. So anyway, it's now available. You can buy it right now today. Best Buy has it for $150. The Google store has it for $150. Anywhere that sells Google Home products basically has this bad boy for $150. So anyway, we're going to unbox it quickly, dive in, set it up, show you some features, compare it to Lenovo's big old smart display so you can see the size difference, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, let's get into this. Here's a Google Home Hub first look and unboxing. So let's get and open this bad boy up. Actually, do you want to see a quick tour? So shows the device there, of course. On the side, a couple of specs, far-field mics, talks about the light sensor, the 7-inch touchscreen, the full-range speaker, voice match, multi-room audio, Bluetooth 5, 2.4 and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Of course, it works with Android and iOS. On the back, just talks about some stuff you can do with it. On this side, more stuff you can do with it, like access your calendar and Google Maps and Nest and YouTube and music and photos and Assistant and all that stuff. Nothing on the bottom, nothing on the top. So let's cut it open here. I was surprised when I first picked one of these up at how small the box was. And yeah, this device is actually, I remember the first time I actually got my eyes on it at Google's event where they announced it, how small it actually was. So 7-inch display, and I'll compare it in a second to Lenovo's. If I can get this bad boy open. Okay, there's the box. So here it is, and it's probably not going to show through on camera that well, but this thing is tiny. It's a tiny little guy. I'm going to set it here for a second just to show you what else is in here. Slide this up. It should just be a power adapter. So there's a getting started guide, and then in here is the power adapter. So that's it. Power adapter, and then getting started. And there's nothing in there. All right, so let's move all of this stuff well out of the way. All right, so here's the little device. I'm assuming there's a sticker on here. We got plastic all the way around it, so pull plasticky stuff off. Okay. Plastic off. So here's the device. I'll turn it on in a second, but just a tour. So kind of that sort of orange creamsically coral colored bottom like we saw on, the Pixel stand and Google Home Mini, and not on Google Home Max, but it's kind of something they're putting on most of their accessory products right now. You do have a little bit of the felt cloth cover on the backside like you have on Home Mini, and then of course Max, little G logo there. This is a volume rocker up and down right here. This is your mute switch, so you can toggle that over in case you just don't want it ever listening to you. And that means that turns off the okay hot word combination there. There is not a camera cover switch like you'll see on the Lenovo device because, well, if we flip back over to the front, there's actually no camera. So when Google first announced smart displays, they said, look, we're going to put cameras on these things so you can do video chatting. Well, then they came out with their own smart display and they left out the camera and basically said we want people to feel comfortable using it or something weird like that. So camera functionality was supposed to be there. They decided against it. It's probably a cost-cutting measure here because this thing is only $150. You do have two far-field mics right here, and then this is an ambient light sensor right there in the middle. So depending on your room setting, whether it's bright or dark, the panel will update itself to those and either go with a dimmer profile. It can sort of color change a little bit as well, but it tries to react to that. So anyway, let's fire it up. You know what? Actually, before we fire it up, I want to do a size comparison. So again, this is Home Hub, and I also happen to have the larger 10-inch Lenovo Smart Display on hand. So I've been using this since it launched. So just to show you how much different these two are in terms of size. So there's the Lenovo Smart Display. This is a 10-inch model. They do make an 8-inch model. This bad boy runs $250, and the 8-inch I think is $200. Now this has a side speaker over here. The bigger display. It does have a camera which you can close or open. So it does have all of that. It has volume and mute switch. Now here is the 7-inch Google Home Hub. I mean, when you put it like this, I know this has a 10-inch display and it has the speaker on the side, but I mean, the whole entire thing fits within the black display panel of that. So again, 7-inch, no camera, 10-inch camera. I mean, even the 8-inch, this thing is going to look tiny inside. So anyway, just a size comparison. When you want to put this on a desk or a countertop or something like that, this little Home Hub is obviously going to fit in more places without taking up massive amounts of space. But speaker quality coming out of this thing, probably not going to compare to this or the JBL LinkView, which is also an audio beast and smart display. So anyway, size comparison. All right, let's boot it up. I'll jump through software setup and get you to the good part. So after running through a quick tutorial and setup, we are up and running. It only takes a couple of minutes. So this is the device. Right now it's running a live sort of photo album. This is not my stuff. These are actual photos taken from other people, but that's one of the things you actually can do is set it up to access your Google Photos and rotate through a bunch of photos for you. To get started though, and while this is sitting on your desk or wherever, you just tap on it, it'll open up this front page which shows you current weather for your location, and it'll show you if you have upcoming calendar items or reminders or something like that. You can swipe this way to get to other stuff, so top news stories from Google News or your default music service. If you want to play something quickly, you can just tap on that and play it. Some YouTube suggestions and some other things. And then if you can tap on this to explore more things that your Home Hub can do. So set alarms, check weather, play music, play videos, manage photos, check news, timers, of course, and it does do multiple timers, control lighting, manage your calendars, translate. I mean, the list is pretty extensive at this point. Check traffic, play live TV. If you have YouTube TV, these are actually really handy because you can play TV to them. Like say you're in your office, you don't have a TV in your office. If you have this, you kind of do if you have subscribed to YouTube TV or something like that. So you can get out of everything just by swiping over from the side here. If you tap, that'll get you in from your photos libraries, but you swipe from the side, that'll put you back into that photo slideshow, or you can slide once again, and that turns it just into a basic clock. So tapping will get you back in. So this is the first smart display from Google or supported by Google that adds this new functionality. So if you swipe down from the top, now this is not on other smart displays yet, although it will be soon. So that Lenovo Smart Display I showed you, this will be there soon. And what this does is allow you to control your smart home. So again, that was a swipe from the top down, and it gets you into your whole smart home setup, which is now involved, or I should say, which is now a part of the Google Home app. So I could broadcast a message around my house. I have multiple home assistants, multiple Google Home units. It has some controls for the location I'm at. So I set this up for my office, so I can turn my office lights on or off there. But you can even go and view more rooms. So, I can go to the kitchen and turn off the lights there and adjust maybe some speaker volumes, or in the living room, I can go in and turn lights off and on, adjust the shield that I have set up in there. Here's some Chromecast devices that are set up there as well. Of course, if you have closets or bathrooms or you have other things set up, all that stuff is now available right from your home display. So swipe that down again is how you get into that, which is kind of cool. And here's thermostat. I do have a thermostat, so I can adjust the the temperature up or down there if I want to. You can even adjust the mode if you want, and that's from a Nest thermostat. So we'll go back home there. If you want to adjust other things, you swipe up from the bottom. You can adjust the volume up or down. It's a little touchy there. Volume up or down. You can also adjust the brightness manually, or if you tap on the automatic, that actually uses the ambient EQ mode, which is that sensor right there. So it'll do things automatically. There is a settings button here where you can adjust Wi-Fi, reset your device, that sort of thing as well. And then again, on the back, you do have that mute switch I talked about. So if I flip that over, it tells you the mic is off. You also get a red light up there to confirm to you that it is off. And if I flip that, it tells you that it's coming back on. There is that volume rocker on this side. So if I tap that, you can see that it does adjust the volume up and down. So that's pretty much it. From there, it's basically talking to it to get stuff done. So I could say, hey, Google, what's the weather like?
In Portland at 60 degrees Fahrenheit and partly cloudy.
So that's obviously a pretty basic command there, so it will show me that. You could do other stuff though, like, hey Google, show me Portland traffic. And not only should you be able to find Portland traffic, but you could do your commute and have your commute pull up to see if the traffic's okay on your commute. But you can see Portland traffic right now looks to be fine. I can obviously have it by voice adjust temperature, turn lights off, and that sort of thing. I can have it set timers with my voice. I can do all of that stuff that you do with Google Assistant by voice, that you do with your Google Home Hub, but they show you a sort of visual recognition of that. Or if you have timers running, you'll see them over here in cards and things like that. So anyway, it's a smart display. You guys have seen these before. We've reviewed Lenovo's already. This is just Google's little mini guy, and it's the first to have this functionality, which is going to come in really handy. So these smart displays you want to keep within reach, because there is actually some interactivity. You can touch a lot of stuff, make a lot of things happen by touching, swiping, that sort of thing. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Google Home Hub, we will have a review up for you before long. For now, though, we are Droid Life. Peace.